Hello and welcome to the second part of my new series, Battle Commentary. This time we will be talking about item usage. In this video I'll try to explain how to use each item as effectively as possible, because it is possible to make a lot of points on the lesser used items. The first thing we're going to talk about is mushrooms. Now mushrooms are pretty useless, but you are able to get points off of them. If you shroom into somebody while they don't have protection around them, you can steal a balloon or even 3 coins in coin runners. So if you see somebody who doesn't have anything surrounding them and you have a mushroom, try to shroom into them and you'll get a free point. Stars are definitely very useful items when you're down for the count. However, they kind of work against you if you don't use them properly. What I mean by that is you can get a star, but try to chase people down and never hit them. Or if you do, they can just lag out of it sometimes. But definitely a great tool to use if you get a star. You know, steal people's balloons. Usually if the score is, there's a huge difference, like say 6-1, you can definitely expect whoever is down for the count to get a star. So definitely keep that in mind, and if you see them coming at you, they most likely have a star and not a mega. So definitely try not to do what I just did right there, go straight on to them with a mega, because they obviously have star and it'll overpower you. So definitely keep in mind if you're in a 1v1 to keep your eye on the score. If there's a huge difference, just be aware that they'll most likely get a star. So definitely something to look out for. Greens are a great item to get in battle. Triple greens are especially my favorite to get. They're great in the sense that you can do the rapid fire and eventually hit someone. Or if you don't hit anybody at the very beginning when you throw them, they'll eventually bounce around and hit somebody, which is really helpful. So you can either snipe them or just throw them randomly to try to get points, but sniping is definitely a great way to get good with greens. Also, backing up into somebody who's in a standstill position is a really good technique to get points. If you get triple greens and you're at an item box and you have a clear aim for an item box across from you, it's a good idea to throw the greens at an angle so that when somebody drifts towards an item box, they're going to get hit. Definitely places like BC4, Twilight House, Cookie Land. You want to always throw your greens at an angle because people will start to drift, and once they do start to drift, the greens are gonna go in a straight angle, so they're gonna get hit. So always with greens, remember, throw them at an angle and you are for sure guaranteed to get a point. When you have your opponent straight in front of you, obviously you want to throw your greens in a straight direction, so you will be assured to snipe. Try the house, make sure here you want to throw it close to an item box, so again, if they move away from the item box, it'll hit the wall and they'll get hit anyway. So definitely something to consider. You know, try to throw them at different angles to kind of see what works for you, but usually angles are very important. You'll definitely get hits that way. In 1v1s, obviously it's going to be easier to hit people, especially a lot of these hits were during what we call the snipe. The snipe game, what you do is basically you only use items to snipe, so reds aren't used, megas are only used for protection. So it's definitely a good practice to get good at sniping. I usually have somebody to help me practice with that. So it's good because, you know, you become quicker at sniping people, but in a way it's not that realistic because in battle not everyone's going to be just standing around waiting for you to snipe them. So, but it does help you to become quicker in battle. So definitely if you have somebody who battles a lot, ask them if you know, hey, can we play the sniping game, and then that way you can get better at it. So yeah. You can also use the this here where you drag your item and go close enough to your enemy so that they get hit with the green as well instead of sniping them. It's about the same thing. It's pretty effective actually. also a really great item to get because the range when they blows up is pretty big. So I mean, sometimes your aim doesn't have to be exactly on, but it has to be close enough. So when you have a bomb and you're trying to snipe somebody, what you want to do, if they're moving, you want to try to predict which direction they're going to go in. If you're somewhere like Battle Course 3 or Block Plaza, you want to predict which direction they're going to go in. Usually you want to throw it in the direction of an item box so that when they drift going towards it, they're going to get blown up because they're going to be within the circumference of the bomb explosion. So just like the greens, you kind of want to throw them at an angle. Here in Toilet House, you can throw your bomb and use the wall. Here you can combo someone. You drop it behind. Usually you don't want to drag your bomb too much so that, you know, they can't destroy your bomb. If you just drop it as a surprise, it's a lot more effective. There they can bounce on Cookie Land and get a long range snipe. There's different ways to use your bomb, but here's a close range where the person was right in front of me and I just chucked it and blew them up. That was more of a long range there, where you kind of predict if somebody's waiting for you, you just kind of throw it. So there's definitely different ways to chuck your bomb, but definitely throwing them towards an item box is definitely very effective because they're definitely going to hit somebody. I'm saying definitely a lot, I'm sorry. But yeah. So angles, use the walls. Here, surprise bombing because the bomb bounced off the wall. Straight to the item box. Toilet House is a great place to bomb, surprise bomb people, as well as Black Plaza. You can bomb people, you know, on a different level, being at the top. So definitely practice your bomb snipes to get points, surprise people when they least expect it. So it's a lot easier to get points off of bombs because the circumference is so big. That's what she said. So yeah. If you're being chased and you have a bomb, try to drop it right when they're getting really close to you. That way they get surprised and they have no way to try to escape it in case they have a Mega or Star. They'll definitely get hit before they can activate their protection. That's another good technique to use your bombs when somebody's following you. Surprise bombing. It's always fun. And again, Twilight House is a great place to use your bombs. You can use the walls if they're on the other side to bomb them if you're close enough, as well as sniping them so that when they start turning, they get bombed without them ever seeing it coming. Those are my favorite types of snipes. Surprise! Come out of a corner, they never see it coming. Bananas are such great items because although they're small, they get the job done. I definitely think sniping with bananas is a little difficult, but with enough practice you definitely will become really good at sniping people quickly. You always want to throw them towards item boxes because people will obviously go towards item boxes, and once they start to drift, if you aim just right, they're gonna get nanaed. So definitely something you want to try to practice. Especially for people that like box it, that's a great way to get points off of them because they're just going to be sitting at the item box, just sitting there, and it's going to be easy to go ahead and snipe them that way. So definitely try to do that. Also here, what Steve did, he hit me, or I hit him, and he slid into me with his bananas out. That's a great way to get a free point because he was still flashing. And so I was going to get hit. Also trying to predict where somebody's gonna go to get banana snipes. Pretty nice. Long range snipe right there. That was fun. So it's all about prediction where people are gonna go and try to get that nano snipe. So it takes a bit of practice. Sometimes, you know, it's a lucky snipe, but sometimes it's all about the aim. Like here, I knew, well, I approximated where he was going to land and threw my nanos, and he went ahead and slipped on it. So definitely a great tool. They're also great for protection against triple reds or greens. Especially if somebody's going to try to wall throw you, you can start to drift so that it'll hit your bananas instead of hitting you. So definitely one of the most underrated items are the nanas. But they're extremely useful when you put them to good use instead of just chucking them. I see a lot of people just drop all 3 in a row. That's not a smart move. I mean, I guess in places like Cookie Land, if you're going to drop one by the item box, it's smart, but dropping all 3 in a line is not effective in my opinion. Instead, try to snipe people with them instead of just dropping them, because it's a waste of a really useful item. So definitely try to use bananas more effectively instead of just chucking them like crazy. Yeah. Megas are definitely probably one of the most useful items to get in the game. Honestly, I'm terrible with megas. I have a horrible time squishing people because they either slow down enough so that I don't squish them, or I just can never reach them. So I really don't like getting megas a lot, and usually when I get them, I don't know, I usually spam them right away because I know I'm never going to get a hit off of them. So pretty much megas, it's a pretty no-brainer. Just pretty much run into people if you can. I'm terrible at it. Seriously, I just spam it so I can get other stuff like nanas or fibs, because I find those more useful. So basically, it's about predicting where people are going to go. Obviously, if somebody sees, you know, you're coming in a mega, they're going to try to avoid you. So sometimes it's good to try to predict which way they're going to go to try to avoid your mega. But some people are really good at avoiding them. I'm not one of those people. I'm really good at running into people with megas, so I can't really give too much advice on megas. So good for you people who can outrun megas. Maybe you can give me a tip of how to do it, because seriously, I don't know. I'm good at avoiding like once, and then they pick up on what I'm going to do when they see me coming in a mega, so then I get megas. So if you're really good at avoiding megas, can you please let me know what the secret is, because I have no idea. Yeah, that'd be really helpful. Now we're going to talk about my favorite item, and that is the fib. It is by far becoming the most favorite item for everybody in the battle community, I think. Everybody wants to be a fib master like Nessa. She is the fibbing queen. You'd think it'd be easy to fib people because a fib is pretty big, but honestly it comes down to your aim, it comes down to people's angles. There are different places to fib people, you know, close range, long range. It's awesome. Me and SMK actually have this like little fibbing competition going on, and it's just fun to fib people. Kind of in Skyscraper, fibbing people over the gap. In Block Plaza, fibbing people on a different platform. Twilight House, fibbing people while they're coming out of certain areas to be faced with the fib. It's really a lot of fun. Definitely something you want to try to do, because it's a lot of fun. So here in Twilight House, you want to fib people once they're coming in or out of an entrance. A good way to fib people. On Block Plaza, you want to try to fib people that are box sitting, or try to do a long range fib. Like here, that's a long range from one platform to the next. Again, it's all about the angles, the way people are going to drift. You can kind of predict where they're going to go, throw your fib ahead of time so they land right on it. That was a really good fibbing from Rob, from one platform to the other. I was standing perfectly still, trying to avoid that fib. I knew it was coming, but he still managed to hit me. So yeah, you can fib people from different angles, different stages. It's all about practice. Practice kind of makes perfect when it comes to fibbing people. So it's definitely another one of those underrated items, but they're actually really useful, especially for those of us who aren't as lucky to always get megas and stars. Half the time we get stuck with the fibs, which when used appropriately can get you points. So definitely one of my favorite items that I think a lot of people don't appreciate enough. And they make for great montages. I mean, look at this. Either fibbing someone or getting fibbed. That little surprise that you don't expect half the time. So definitely more people need to appreciate the fib because it's definitely useful. You should try it sometime. One final note, it is possible to avoid certain items. Like here you can deflect a bomb with a banana. You can also deflect a fib with a banana. So, I mean, how a banana blocks a bomb is beyond my comprehension. I don't know, but it is possible. So, GG's Mario Kart, GG.